Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vin and here is my 1-year review of my Mercedes AMG A35. I'm definitely not a professional car driver and I'm definitely not a professional car reviewer. I'm just your average driver and I hope the pros and cons I outline in this video will help you decide whether to purchase this car or not. So let's get started. The first issue with this car is to do with the brakes. Now this car costs $82,000. And I expect the brakes to perform really well, in which they do. But unfortunately, 1 in 5 times when you're driving, especially when you're braking towards a traffic light, the brakes squeak. Now, I've owned a 2014 Hyundai i30 and it's never squeaked once in its life. So it's a bit disappointing for such a car to have such squeaky brakes, especially when you're paying such a premium price for it. The next issue to do with this car is the road noise. Now, as you can see the roads around Canberra are quite smooth and apart from the occasional pothole, they've been really well maintained. Now, the issue with this car is that the road noise actually echoes throughout the cabin. And so unfortunately, if you're wanting to have a quiet conversation with your passengers, you might want to pick another car. The second issue to do with this car relates to the adaptive lane assist system that you can see under the AMG logo there. Now, this system has been designed to improve driver safety by literally bending the car back into the lane if a driver falls asleep. Now, unfortunately, there have been times where I've been driving and the system kicks in when I'm trying to merge lanes or change into a slip lane. It's quite dangerous, and I've actually checked the AMG forums and apparently it's happened to quite a lot of people, and I hope Mercedes finds a fix soon. The final issue with this car has to do with the tinting. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some vertical abrasions on my tinting. And the reason for that is because the gap between the window and the rubber seal is too narrow. And so what happens is that when you wind down your windows, the rubber seal actually makes contact with the tinting and causes it to scratch. Now, this is the second time I've replaced my tinting and the same issue arises. So I've literally just basically accepted it, but it's definitely something to keep in your mind if you decide to purchase this car. Now that you know what other cons are related to the A35, it's about time I tell you what's great about this car. And the first one is just the overall design of the car. I love the overall body shape, the body lines and the large rims. Every time I park it, I take a walk and look back and go, she's absolutely beautiful. And I think that if you did purchase this car, you would absolutely feel the same way. The second thing that's great about this car has to do with the AMG sport seats. The reason I say this is because they're so comfortable to sit in because they give you such great back and side support. To describe what it's like, it's kind of like being the little spoon while you're cuddling. Like, seriously, who doesn't love being the little spoon, right? The third thing that's great about this car has to do with the ambient lighting. You can see how beautiful it is in that it incorporates the air grills, the front dash, and even the side doors as well. When I first saw this car at night, I absolutely fell in love with it. It's kind of like, being in a rave party at night while you're driving. Like, who doesn't want to be in a rave party? Minus for drugs, that is. The final thing that's great about this car is its dynamic select mode, in that you can drive in 5 different modes. So the first one's comfort, next is sport, sport plus, you hear the exhaust valves opened, individual, and finally slippery. I find that comfort mode is a bit too laggy, a bit too slow for me, so I often drive in sport, or if I want to get to point B faster, sport plus. So this comes to the end of my review of the Mercedes AMG A35. I hope you enjoyed it and was able to identify the pros and cons to do with this car, and I hope you all enjoy it soon. Overall, if you had to ask me whether I'll choose this car again or choose another car if I have a chance, I'll definitely buy this car again because it's such a good daily and it's a lovely car to enjoy on the weekend as well. Anyways, that's it for now. Take care.